our God. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And oh, we'll see how great is our God. God, sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God.
At last it happened. God kept his promise to Abraham and gave him a son, Isaac. God's promise of the new people was beginning to grow. And so God's promise passed to Abraham to Isaac. And when Isaac grew up, God gave him a son, Jacob. God's promise was beginning to grow. And so God's promise passed from Abraham to Isaac to Joseph. And when Jacob grew up, God gave him 12 sons. And he named them Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Zebulun, Issachar, Dan, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, and Joseph and Benjamin. That's a lot of kids, isn't it? Yeah. God's promise was beginning to grow and grow and grow. But God's people were growing in numbers. We're God's people, remember? So they also grew apart. Jacob's many sons hated their younger brother Joseph. They did an evil thing. They put him in a pit and sold him to be a slave in a far-away place. Isn't that sad? Do you think Joseph was all alone in Egypt? No, he wasn't alone. God was with Joseph, and God was going to use the evil thing that happened to Joseph for good. That's what God does. He uses sad things to help for good. God showed Joseph for years there wouldn't be enough food for all the hungry people in the land. Joseph believed God, and Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, believed Joseph. He put Joseph in charge of the kingdom, and Joseph helped him by storing food. So he was going to store all the food up. Then came time of trouble, just as God had said. People came from distant lands to buy the stored food. They were hungry and about to die. When Joseph's father Jacob heard the food was in Egypt, what do you think he did when he heard there was food? He told his sons to go buy some food, so they went. They listened to their dad, right? And Joseph, now a very powerful man, recognized them, but his brothers did not recognize Joseph. Do you see Joseph? You see him? After all these years, Joseph could have gotten even with them, but Joseph could have sold them as slaves, Joseph could have had them killed. But instead, Joseph gave him food, and Joseph forgave his brothers. So he said, "It's okay, I forgive you." He told them not to worry. He told them God had been with him in Egypt. He told them God had sent him ahead of Egypt so God's people would not die. Soon Jacob's family would begin to grow in Egypt. So they moved to Egypt, to where the food was. That's all of our story today. Do y'all want to come back next week and see what happens next? So Joseph, how many sons did he have? Do y'all know? He had 12 sons. And what happened to Joseph? What did he do for his family? Did he save food? Yep. And so all his brothers came to eat the food that he saved. And he forgave them. Do you ever want to forgive people? Yeah. When somebody does something bad, sometimes they just don't know any better. So we say, it's okay, I forgive you. Right?